Eddie Hunt is a salsa teacher and DJ based in Bristol and Clevedon. He has been dancing for 20 years and is a familiar local teacher in the Southwest. Eddie's passion for vinyl records has led him to being a vinyl DJ as well, which he celebrates both here and in the UK and abroad as well. Welcome, Eddie. It's fab to have you.
Thanks for having me, Bobby.
So, Eddie, how did you get into salsa?
Right. Well, my journey started 20 plus, I think 23, 24 years ago, maybe.
Mm.
A friend was going through some challenging times and was kind of asking me on a regular basis. I'm gonna say regular, not often, but like, 2, 3 times. First couple of times I declined because I thought, I don't know what salsa is. I don't think it's for me. Um, And then one day, when she asked, I was like, I could see that she really wanted someone to go with. So I thought, oh, okay, I'll go. You know, so I, kind of reluctantly went, which is a bit strange. I know it sounds weird, but
Mm.
he went. And when I walked through the door, I was like, wow, because at that time there weren't a lot of classes around in Bristol at that time. I think maybe 2 or 3 a week. So
Okay, and it was in Bristol you started.
yeah, it was in Bristol. Yeah, it was in Bristol
Cool.
on a Corn Street. I think it might have been Slug and Lettuce actually.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, it used to be, and there was about 100 people in there. I think when I first walked in, and I thought, wow, this looks great. So I kind of fell in love with it from that first day. I went in there, and I haven't stopped since that day.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And and you've also got this wonderful love of vinyl records as well.
Yeah.
So at what point did that kind of start to did vinyl records come onto your radar and you start to kind of engage with them?
So that started. Well, if I go back to the teaching, just when I started teaching,
Mm.
and that started uh, 10, 12 years ago. Can't remember exactly when. Um, I started teaching, and I first started teaching in Clevedon. I started having party nights after a couple of years of teaching. I had my own parties there, and I thought what to DJ myself because I didn't know how many was going to turn up, how much it costs the work to keep the costs as low as I can. So I started DJing from that, and then I had more parties there. Then I started to branch out a little bit from there, DJing at other places. And I knew at that time couple of people I knew, like Angus was one of them, and a couple of other people had vinyl music. I thought, oh, then I started hearing some of that music because some of it's not readily available. More so now than it was 12 years ago. It's more
Hmm.
digitally as well as on vinyl. But some of the music I liked back then wasn't available on digital format. So I started like inquiring about it and spoke to a couple of people about it. And there's one time there's a lady called Sonia who works as Abedika as well. She was traveling from she lives in Exeter area, and she was traveling to Nottingham from Exeter to go and see for a Salsa night and see a DJ who's coming in from Paris. And I thought, gosh, Sonia's traveling from Exeter to talk to Nottingham for a Salsa. This guy must whoever this is must be good. So I thought I'm going with you. And there's
Uh-huh.
a guy called DJ Gabriel, and he was DJing, and I fell in love straight away. And this guy was great, lovely guy, humble guy. When he finished, and I went to him and spoke to him for a little bit, thanked him, and he was so humble, so nice. Then I started from there, and that's what kind of really gave me the thrill to go and actually go. And so I started making inquiries about it, and
Hmm.
then I started buying slowly from there, and um, so yeah, that's how my journey started, and I've been collecting since, say, 10 years ago now. There's all these different artists out there. I mean, I'm not the best when it comes to knowledge about the music. Don't get me wrong, nowhere near the best, but the different years that this music been curated from. We've got some from the 60s, from the 70s, from the 80s,
Hmm.
and it's all fantastic. I think it's great stuff.
And what
Because what
kind of
was
regions were you attracted to?
oh right, well, I discovered more in the last 3 or 4 years. Discovered more, but the more my journey's gone on with this,
Uh-huh.
there's so many from different areas.
Yeah.
There's from Africa, there's from Venezuela, from Peru, Puerto Rico, from New York, Cuba. There's
All of it.
all of it. It's all great. I love it all. And that's the thing about it.
Yeah.
It's so wide ranged. I can't think what there not to like about it because the music came before the dance. So if we didn't have this lovely music, probably this dance wouldn't probably exist.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's why I look at it. And I like to keep the two connected as much as I can.
Yes.
The music is just as important as the dance, and we can try and connect the two. When you connect the two, when you're having a dance, it is amazing.
It's magic.
It's magic in it. When you
It is.
connect the two, it's magic. It's
Mm-hmm.
house of heaven, I say.
That's it. That is it
Yeah,
totally. Yes.
yeah,
So you started off as DJing because that was you needed someone to play music for the parties you were putting together.
that's
And then
right.
you went on this huge kind of this just huge journey with it.
Yeah,
And listening to the way you talk about it and about the music and the connection with it, I'm not surprised you get booked so much for DJing.
I feel privileged every day. I don't take it for granted. And someone said to me a long time ago, if you dwell in the moment too much, I know you should enjoy it, don't get me wrong. You got to keep pushing forward, keep moving forward, keep moving forward. And that's what
Hmm.
I forward. Even with my teaching as well, my teaching, my dancing, and what I'm playing music, I keep trying to always push forward, enjoy it as much as I can, but keep pushing forward.
That's a beautiful way to approach everything because then you can keep growing. If you have that
Yes,
growth mindset,
yes,
then you're never done learning. You're never done taking
yeah,
in new information and
yeah,
perspectives.
yeah, exactly. That's why I look at it anyway. Yeah.
Mm, that's cool. And then during lockdown, Eddie, you started playing DJ sets through Facebook online
Mm.
for people to come in and listen, which was really cool. What inspired you to do that? Because that was a
Well,
really cool idea.
yeah, it wasn't my idea, if I've been honest. I've been lucky enough to guest DJ in Europe and in the UK as well, and I made some connections through that. And one day it was I can't remember it was I think it was a Salsa teacher just out of the blue, bang, he just went live on Facebook DJing, and the amount of people that joined that, including me, joined that live feed was hundreds of people joined it.
Wow.
And then from that one person doing that, they formed four DJs around the world, joined together and started creating what we call the CoBeat party. And other DJs around the world would then contact them for a time slot within a day. So when it first started out, it was 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because
Whoa.
it's on different time scales in UK, Australia, whatever. So it
Yeah.
kept going, ticking over 24 hours a day for an hour each DJ hour. Yeah. So it took me a while to. I mean, I started off, and some of my, when I started off, it was wasn't the best live feed, but I got some help, and eventually some. I'm gonna give him a shout out actually,
Yeah.
and then a guy called Angel from Japan. I never met him face to face, but we got on, and he helped me set up my set. He told me what he used and
Hmm.
he did, and he gave me some information about how to do it. And without him, my live sets wouldn't have been as good as they were,
Hmm.
insofar as the presentation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he even woke up in the middle of the Japan time, must have been like, I don't know, 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 in the morning. And he woke up to make sure I was okay. And that DJ Angel from Japan, a big shout out to him for the
Oh,
help.
lovely.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, DJ
Well,
Angle. What kindness.
I know. From the gods, if I say.
Ah,
Yeah, from the gods. My sets wouldn't have been as presentable as they were
yeah,
eventually. Yeah.
well, we all need that help when we're stepping into something new. You
Yeah.
don't know until you learn, and if someone's willing to take some time and show you the ropes,
Yeah.
it's really special.
Oh, it's special. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot about the music during that time, because this vinyl journey, it's never ending. You see, it's like, if you collect the I don't know, the ABBA collection, it comes to a stop at some point, doesn't it? But with salsa music, it's never ending. There's always something that you think, oh, I haven't heard that before, or I want that. And that's the thing about it. It's a dangerous game, Bobby. It's a
Dangerous
dangerous
game,
game.
but it sounds like also a well, once you're in, you're in.
Mm. Once you're in, you're in.
So what's kind of piqued your interest recently in the vinyl world?
Uh, some promoters have vinyl parties, um, salsa pies and vinyl. There's a couple in London and around the UK and abroad. And I've been lucky enough to be invited to them. Guess like I like it like that in
Mhm.
London, one of the ones that first started it out. And so I've played at that event on some of the top collectors and top DJs in Europe and the world have been there. And so I've been there, been there invited a couple of times. It's like, wow,
Wow.
really, really chuffed.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's so cool. I was over the moon when I first did. I was very nervous. Probably the best way I can say it on Zoom.
Yep.
Couldn't say something else then. But yes, I was so nervous. But yeah, to
Yeah,
be invited to that gig was just wow, and I've done it a couple of times since then, which is really nice.
that is really cool.
Yeah.
So have you had any albums that you found recently that you hadn't heard of before?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's like I said, Bobby, it's never ending. Sometimes artists have got a dozen LPs.
Mhm.
I haven't heard that particular one yet, honestly, because there could be an artist that you like and you haven't heard this particular album, and you think, oh, I haven't heard that one before. You're listening, if oh, it's from that group. Oh, I better buy that one then. If I, you know,
Mm.
so that's how it's never ending. You know,
Yep. Okay. I think I'm
that
starting to get a grasp for that then, yeah.
yeah, you keep passing on the information, sharing. That's what's important as well. Is it keeps sharing the music to other people, so they can
Mm.
also enjoy it as well. It helps spread, I think, the salsa music and the salsa love personally.
But I feel like I get like really excited just listening to you talk about it.
Okay, yes,
I can
nice,
see,
nice.
I can,
It's a good time to shout my my party actually a
please
bit
do.
higher. There it is.
Salsa Social con Sabor.
Yes, it's been going a couple of years now. It's based in Clevedon. I've been teaching in Cleveland, like I said, for 12 years, and I came across the venue. It's Clevedon Community Centre. It's a really, really nice venue, and I have them about 6 times a year, the Saturdays and Sundays, so 3 or 4 on a Saturday, 3 or 4 on a Sunday.
Cool.
The Sunday ones are matinee ones, Saturdays are evening ones. All the dates are on the Abanico Salsa website and on Facebook as well. But yes, so the Sunday ones recently became a vinyl one.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah, I've started that this year. So I've done two, two vinyl ones. Yes.
Okay. Cool. And they're going to be running into next year as well?
Yes, yes.
Yep,
Funny,
keep
funny
going.
enough, you say that actually. Funny enough, I just got my dates confirmed for 2025. They've been
Fantastic.
confirmed that this week with the venue, so they're all set for next year, and I'll be advertising them very very soon. So they're
Brilliant. You're on it.
2000, yeah, no, into 2025. Isn't that nice?
That is lovely. And
Yeah,
that shows the venue's also enjoying having you guys there. It's great.
yeah, and they help promote it as well. So it's really nice. It's like working together, which is really really good.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes,
that is.
yeah, it's nice.
Eddie, if you could change one thing in the scene, it can be the music, lessons, parties, anything in the scene at all, what would you change about it?
Well, it's a good question. It's a very good question because I've been thinking about this one for a little while. I kind of mulled over it, but I think it's awareness of people's differences,
Hmm.
and that could range massively. I think in not only as individuals, personalities, but it's also in the dance as well. Is that people got different abilities, different ways of picking things up, different tension when they're dancing. Some start smaller or slightly bigger than others. People react differently, and it's that. And what I've been working on a long time as well, when I started traveling and dancing with different people around the UK, and then went abroad to parties and stuff, just dancing, I wanted to be able to connect with the person as quick as possible, so I
Hmm.
can then enjoy, then they and I myself enjoy the dance better. Which ain't easy, of course. I get that.
No.
I've worked on that for a number of years. You know, I've made a lot of progress, and still got a long way to go, by the way. And that's helped me uh, enjoy my dances better when I don't know somebody. Because that's the thing, when you
Hmm.
go away somewhere and you dance with someone you don't know, it's all well being good. You just say, "I got these are my moves. I'm just going to do that, or I'm going to do it this way." It doesn't always work, and you're thinking, "Why didn't this work?" And that's part of what I say: make people aware of people's differences, and because one person dances a different way than another, and I think that's quite important. And if I could change that, that's one thing I would do.
That would be a beautiful change because that building that connection and taking the time to kind of get to know the person you're dancing with at the start of the song. It might take 10 seconds, it might take 60 or whatever it is, but taking that time,
Yeah.
you're right. It changes the whole journey of the dance into something so much more connected and grounded and fun.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing enough, someone said to me a few years ago, yeah, a friend was in a different city somewhere, and she danced with the guy, and the guy said after the dance, "Oh, I had to have two dances with someone new," and he didn't click. What he was saying to my friend was he used the first dance to
Yeah.
connect with the dancer, and then the second one was for to enjoy enjoyable.
Yeah, now we know each other a bit.
Yes,
Okay, yes.
yes. I didn't click. I thought it was odd at the time.
Yeah,
Um, and then now it makes sense. I'm not saying we should do that, by the way, but that's why that happened
that
back then.
worked for him.
It worked for him. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that was part of his journey of connecting with somebody.
Yeah.
I try and do it as early as I can within the track. But yeah, that's part of my own individual journey, which I wanted to do for me personally. And that's part of what I started to learn on too as well, to be honest, because when I went into Europe, a lot of people do dance in Europe on too, more so than in the UK. So that's why I particularly learned that I wanted to be able to dance as much of the other students, other people in the parties as possible. That helped me connect as well.
Oh, I love that. That's such a positive change that would benefit everyone. Doesn't matter what their style, role, if we all started to take that time to connect more.
I think that's really important.
Yeah.
And it's really hard when the leaders, not saying the men, the leaders, are starting on their journeys. It's tough. They want to learn what they've been taught in class. But the key to remember is, like, sometimes when you dance with someone, whatever level you're at, the person you dance with may not know what you're doing.
Yes, and it can be so tempting to go, I'm going to show you everything I
Yeah,
know
yes.
because I'm
Exactly.
excited and I want to share it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been there. So I get it. I've been on different parts of this journey from a leader's perspective, so I get it. But yeah, it's just trying to have that in the back of people's head. So when you don't know what they know. It's best to try and start from the ground up and build up from there. That's my view on it.
So we've got Salsa Social con Sabor with Eddie Hunt in Clevedon. Eddie's on Facebook mostly, is that right, Eddie?
Yeah, Facebook. I've got social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah, I was going to say that's the one.
I froze for a second there. I think, what's the third one? Yeah, and they're all
Yeah.
called DJ Eddie UK Salsa. You can subscribe to my channels, or like or follow them. That'd be great. Hit a like if you like some of the content, and that helps my platform spread.
Eddie, thank you so much for coming and chatting to me this afternoon. It's been brilliant. I feel really excited about my next party already, just from hearing you talk about music and the connection with it and your whole DJ journey. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, Bobby. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to the Empowered Dancers podcast. If there's an aspect of the dancing you would like to hear about, or a particular teacher you would like to hear from, drop me a message and I will try to make it happen. Make sure you subscribe to get every episode as it comes out. Thank you so much for the comments and questions you are already sharing. I really, really appreciate it, and I look forward to serving you in next week's episode.